who knows?
And we are not disappointed here because we have the Nene2 sighting coming out from XL2. So we load onto Lijiang Tower, and our first point is going to be controlled. We haven't seen it all day, so this is going to be great. Different look coming out, so it's not just going to be Pharah and Widowmakers, as we do have a 3-3 composition coming out from XL2. And on the side of the Skyfoxes, it's going to be Retzi on the McCree, already landing some headshots. He's already feeling the hot hand, but he's getting pressured down, a hammer in his face.
Yeah, XL2 is diving right in, and I would say for most players, I tend to cringe when McCree comes out because it hasn't been very effective. Retzi is the exception. McCree's been very good here so far. I like the fact that's coming out here, and they get Mangachu down early on. XL2 unable to retreat in turn. Skyfoxes, a man advantage coming back up. XL2 getting pushed to limit here. Gonna use a coalescence that they built up early to try and turn the tides. Backing up Clone Man as he moves in. Skyfoxes for now, though, getting pushed back a little bit. You see Retzi laying damage from the back. He was looking for the pick on Goliath, wasn't quite able to get it. But meanwhile, look to Guru, 69% on the Graviton. Nene at 72. Nene's down, though. An early barrage from Jaru sets the tone, and that should put the Skyfoxes on top.
Now, even though XL2 were the ones to take the point first, they were just doing it by having pure HP on the board. We saw them try to go aggressive. They used the speed boost with Adam to try and get on top of Retzi along with the rest of the Skyfoxes, but they were able to kite backwards. And then once that amp was gone, they knew there's a moment of vulnerability coming out from the XL2 squad. They don't have the amp, and the Moira had to use a lot of the Biotic Grasp to try and keep the team healed up. And so the Skyfoxes were able to dish out so much damage. Now they've made some swap-offs from XL2 as they make their approach on in.
Graviton here from Guru does not want to risk it being eaten by D.Va. Just use it on the 2 he sees. Oh, nice Ice Shield, stop the pin! That was beautiful from Nene. Now he can counter grab on his own. Jaru has to get res back up, and look at this. It's a beating circle. The Graviton from Nene does the job. He might have fallen, but that was incredible. A nice shield followed up by an even better grab. Nene carried that fight.
Full team wipe coming out from XL2. Yeah, what more can be said about this man, Nene? For the XL2 squad here. Now he's gonna be working with his partner in crime, Mangachu, as they try to look for these Graviton Dragon Strike combos, but Mangachu's gonna have to go ahead and throw one out to get them back in line. Here it comes. Will it catch anyone? It does zone some of them out, and Mangachu now, with a very aggressive push, is able to get the kill onto Retzi.
Killed Retzi twice there, and that Dragon was able to split up the Skyfoxes, which meant that the tank side of things for DPS, he had nowhere to go.
And already, he used the Dragon Strike. He's halfway back towards another one, outpacing Nene now on that Graviton, so they might be still a little bit disjointed in that combo. Jaru on the outside, he tries to sneak in, but he had to have been spotted out in the window there. Still no one out there trying to deal with him. He's got the barrage waiting, but now he's been spotted out.
Jaru's waiting for the fight to devolve a little bit more so he can be sneaky, come in from the flank and get the barrage, but Heatan's already down, so now the Skyfoxes, do you want to stay in? Do you want Investor Res? They are going to stay in for now. You have Jaru flanking on the other side, but Heatan is down again. XL2 just roll on forward. And what a difference it makes with Mangachu here in the Hanzo as opposed to Brigitte.
Yeah, and by the way, after Nene had used that Graviton, Mangachu has built up 2 dragons and used them. So they're still desynced, but I'm not worried about them having a combo for this next fight. It's gonna be possibly the last one. Skyfoxes need to get onto the point soon.
Skyfoxes running out of time. Jaru's been playing footsie with XL2 and just seeing his team die all around him, and there it is again. Retzi tried to dive deep and got punished by Goliath. And now the Skyfoxes get engaged with Transcendence. They have no other choice. They take the 5-on-6. They get very little done early on. There's a grab. There's not even Transcendence anymore. And Nene licks his chops. Mangachu's there for the fall through. And XL2, after a little bit of a shaky start, finish very strong here in Lijiang.
And what a perfect Graviton that was. It connects onto both of the supports. The third member was in there also, and Mangachu with the Storm Arrows, headshot after a headshot, completely mows them down. So they tried the Gambit at the beginning with the GOATS composition. It didn't swap off, and like you had said, as soon as Mangachu goes over to that Hanzo, they completely melted the Skyfoxes and owned the point. And now as we move on to Garden, XL2, this is one of their strongest looks. Nene on the Widowmaker, Mangachu on the Pharah. There's not gonna be something else in the air as Jaru is gonna go ahead and go for the Tracer. So Mangachu all he has to really worry about is Retzi.
Yeah, I mean, this is also the Nene composition going out from Skyfoxes, where Retzi's going to be looking to Nene, and Jaro's going to be chasing him down the back as priority number 1. But it also means that Mangachu's going to have tons of room to work with here, so long as Retzi is more focused on Nene. But Clone Man really far out early on. Retzi ends up taking out Nene, and I mean, Mangachu does have the room to work with here, and oh, is he gonna get back? Jer, you need a friend, you need a lifeline, you need something! He gets back out of the danger zone just in time.
All I need is just a little help from my friend. So as the point unlocks, Skyfox, you have to imagine in comms, Jer is just like, someone come to the ledge, come to the ledge.
Help,
During that time,
help.
Retzi did get taken out. Rez back on in, and Guru takes out Clone Man as he was trying to cross the bridge, I believe. So Skyfoxes, once again, they take control of the point first. Mangachu, he's just gonna go ahead and take off his limiters, goes over to the Hanzo now.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because they did have a lot of room to work with on the far. The problem is that Nene was getting bullied early on, even though Nene has been starting to strike back a bit. Retzi in the Widow, now has to worry about the Hanzo on the other side, so it's a double threat. But XL2 is spending a lot of time trying to get back to this point, and this is nothing but good for the Skyfoxes here so far. And Mercy's lucky she didn't just get picked off as Mangachu dove right on.
Yeah, this is just such a good map for like the Winston to be able to jump to the back line because the distances aren't all that far. You're able to get there pretty quickly. And so now Skyfoxes go ahead and throw in a self-destruct. Guru connects onto Nene, and now the DPS duo of XL2 Academy really getting shut down for this round. Skyfox is already at 56%. They've got both support ultimates coming into this. They've got the Primal Rage, but that is, of course, also the same case for XL2.
XL2 running out of time. They've been very tentative in their re-engages here. The problem is all the free time they've given Skyfox without challenging the point. This time, though, they changed their approach. They're going to dive right in. Clone Man going in deep, has a Primal Rage in reserve. Does he knock off work? No, he's got to grapple right back up. But that time, there's not going to be a grapple. Retzi getting hit on the rebound. Clone Man, nice juggle there for XL2. And that, we'll see if that's enough. Skyfoxes can at least delay potentially the 99. We'll see how long it goes.
That does allow Mangachu just to step up, and he's just freely firing. No pressure on him whatsoever. Storm arrows right into the face of the Winston there. But good delay coming out from the Skyfoxes as Jaru is the last one to go down. Someone's still onto the point. There we go. And clean up Retzi. And that's going to be 99% for the Skyfoxes.
Just barely, too. It was right on the nose, but that's exactly what Skyfox is looking for. They're in a good spot here, and it's up to XL2 to be perfect the rest of the round.
Jaru swaps off. He had the pulse bomb on the Tracer, and you know, I get it, right? 300 damage now. It's not as fight-winning, but still, you can get onto a support. I don't like this Brigitte to pick quite as much. Neither does Nene, and he absolutely demolishes her.
To be clear, Jaru is very obviously on anti-Nene duty here, whether it be on the Tracer or now the Brigitte. Of course, Nene just had a bomb and said, yeah, I'm not actually dealing with you right now. But that's the reason why you're seeing Jaru go to the Brigitte, as Nene just continues to lay in the cleanup here. But it makes sense. For XL2, you shut down Nene, you open up some opportunities.
Yeah, but, you know, a Brigitte is supposed to be able to counter the backliners, the flanking DPS, but Nene seems to be his own cleaner, dealing with his own issues now. Jaru is swapping off, going over to the Genji, so it's just all-out dive, and they need to go for just a high-tempo play, get into the back, kill someone, as Jaru is making his way on in.
Jaru quite a long ways away from the blade. Looking for something over here. Gonna dive on the Zen with DPS, but Goliath is magically somehow still alive. The issue is that Nene was bullied from both ends. He then finally got the finishing blow. DPS gets his man, and Goliath as Skyfoxes start making their approach, but XL2, more disruption of their own. Clone Man doing a good job as Nene's back to fight, blows up Hedan, and Nene picks up where he left off. You can't keep him down, and XL2, one team fight away from bringing this one back.
Now with Skyfoxes, they're going to have the Transcendence for this next fight, but so will Goliath. It's the fact that XL2 are missing out currently on their DPS ultimates while Retzi is about to have his bomb. Jaru might be able to build up the blade in time, and that could be huge if the bomb forces out the Transcendence from Goliath.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, right? As you focus Goliath, you make him use the Transcendence early on, which has been an Achilles heel for XL2 from time to time. They do get the early Transcendence out, but DPS is down. Hedan's Transcendence a little bit late. XL2 is working with an edge. Retzi's out of it, and that should be it. The self-destruct was their last hope. It's not going to be there. XL2 should be able to get all the clip they need. Nene's having the time of his life, and even though Clone Man is down and Jaru has a blade, it's a tough ask right now. Jaru, though, goes in, picks up one, picks up two. Jaru making things happen. He doesn't even need the rest of his team there in the beginning. Picks up three, and Skyfoxes are not done yet.
Oh, but now it is the ultimate anime battles. Nene coming back in with the double kill, taking out DPS and Jaru. Guru is going to try his best to keep his team alive, but you cannot withstand the onslaught that is Nene, and he's continuing to frag out for his team.
Nene, a one-man army right now, continuing his assault against the Skyfoxes. And that is gonna be it. They finish it out, they push them back, and XL2 looking dominant with the setup.
Because that was just some impressive duo play with them. I'm a happy camper watching this Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, XL fans getting a bit of bright spot here after the game yesterday. They go back, at least we got XL2.
Yeah, and it was really impressive to see coming up from both DPS duos, because we saw there on Night Market, both of them, or all four of them, flex their hero pools. We saw Genjis, Pharahs, Widowmakers coming out from everyone, and they were performing pretty top-notch. It was just Nene was above the mark.
Exactly. You can't say that somebody was slacking, because like you said, it was some great play from everybody, but then there's Nene.
Yeah. So there's back and forths in Overwatch where you look at it and you go, I don't know what I'm seeing. What I saw here was great Overwatch from both sides, where both ends had their moments, whether it be Jaru towards the end, Nene just doing unearthly feats of dominance. Mangachu on his Hanzo was great. I mean, across the board, this was good Overwatch.
Yeah, and watching the desk, everybody's so happy to just be excited and jumping up and slamming your hands on the desk. It's good Overwatch, and that's what we love to see here at Contenders, is some good, exciting Overwatch and some fun plays and some talented people who are all probably younger than me. It makes me question what I'm doing with my life.
I
know, they're all younger than me.
Half of them can't even play an OWL. Let's be real here. They can't even vote.
Ah, God, stop. You're killing me.
They need a parent with them to go anywhere.
Oh my God, they need a parent and toe badge at conventions.
Yeah, they can't. Even, some of them can't even drive yet.
Stop this. You're just making me feel worse and worse about myself.
I'm older than you are. It's fine.
Without a license, they can.
They can drive.
I'm not endorsing that, by the way, but you know, you live your own life. You live your own life.
Oh God. Well, now we're looking at some amazing Nene highlights. Like you said, pretty much, I feel like Nene playing is a highlight reel. Is that an underestimate?
Just the timing on that recall, too. Like, you saw, he was within LOS of that, but he had it perfectly timed so that he doesn't go take it out. It was great to see.
Watching Nene makes me happy. It just sense.
There's a whole vibe going on at the desk right now, just like pure joy and happiness and laughing. We've just been watching.
It's good to laugh again.
It's good to laugh again.
Laughter, it cures the soul. So does good Overwatch.
So does good Overwatch. And I know that as we go into these next few matches, it should be some good Overwatch that it will guarantee to bring a smile to our faces. Hopefully, you'll slam your hands on the desk more and not break this. Is it plexiglass or is it real glass?
I think it's real glass.
Okay, so be careful.
Yeah, just be careful.
Be careful as we go on.
Know your own strength. No, but
I don't know my own strength. I'm going to lose my arm by the end of this, but it'll be worth.
Oh, no.
It's going to be worth.
No, it has been a real pleasure to see, and it's just also the tempo of the matches. And, you know, you have this kind of like rock, paper, scissors where everyone's just trying to counter each other's picks, but it's coming out so quickly, so the decision-making is really just top-notch coming out from both teams. And it seems like the communication, like, there is almost no stumbling there at all because they are making the swaps really quickly to try and counter each other.
Yep, and also, I mean, you think about the support play. Sometimes we've gotten the XL2 and go, okay, Glass got picked off. Glass was doing quite well here and keeping himself alive, challenging pressure, coming in from Retzi when needed, and Hedan as well. Hedan was doing the same. Like, both Zenyatas were guarding their territory, and when they did end up falling the pressure, it wasn't like, what are you doing? It was, okay, that was good play on both sides. Like, it was hard fought on all ends.
Yeah, you mentioned that the pace was picked up. It seemed like, and forgive the anime reference, when Rock Lee drops his ankle weights and now we're taking off here.
That's what I said, limiters removed.
Limiters have been removed. It really seems like this is some really good coordination, some great communication on both sides, and it's each team trying to outsmart each other, which is what we like to see, especially the whole narrative of Path to Pro. We want them to know what it's like going into Overwatch League proper, and that's what you need when you're in the big leagues, is proper communication and quick thinking. Also, again, even though Skyfox is on the losing end here, they've definitely been on the upswing. XL2 is one of the better teams, especially when they're running Nene and Mangachu together. So the fact that Skyfox has made it good, made it entertaining, it means that they're in the upswing.
Will it be enough to bring them into playoffs? I mean, we'll see, but it's still good to see, and the players themselves are definitely making a good name for themselves.
Yeah, and honestly, I want to go back to that first point where we were on control, and we had the GOATS comp coming out from XL2, and as they try to engage upon the Skyfoxes, they deflected that attack so perfectly and then punished them right afterwards. That was just great play coming out from them, and it showed that, you know, they were level-headed in how to handle and did it really flawlessly.
Right. Well, okay. Now that you've been psychic, I want to know, what do you think the next map's going to be? What can we see here?
You know, I have no real reason for this, but I'm going to say Eichenwald. I think I would love to see Eichenwald both for variety, and also I think both these teams can handle it. So please, send us to Eichenwald. Let's go.
You are 3 for 3 today. I am so impressed.
You know, also I just think it's like, okay, we feel good about all our options. We'll take the openness of Eichenwald. We don't have to clutch on the narrow pathways of Kings Row. We want to choose our own future.
So this is a come at me, bro, if you will, do you think?
To a sense, absolutely.
Well, I'm excited to see what we can expect. What do you think we're going to be seeing? If this is a daring come at me, bro, it seems like these teams are confident about what they're bringing. What are they going to bring?
I think part of it is that you might be seeing Pharah v Pharah, where even though Mangachu is a very good Pharah, Jaru has good faith in his own projectile capabilities. We tend to see that sometimes, like involved first. I want to see the Sky battle. I don't want to see a team like revert to GOATS composition. I want to see a good, clean Eichenwald fight.
I feel like this might be a map where, even though it is going to be Skyfox's pick, XL2 are going to have the counter pick here where they bring in Tizzy. You know, he wants to play that Reinhardt, and this is a map where the Reinhardt is very prevalent, point 1 and point 3. We'll see what happens in the middle there, but it's going to be a difficult go of things here on Eichenwald because we're seeing how strong right now NNHU are on the Widow, on the Pharah, along with the Hanzo, and so those are 3 heroes that excel here on this map.
So if you had to pick, going into predictions, who are we going to see take this?
XL2.
XL2, if it is still Mangachu up there, I think there's a chance that it could go the Skyfox's way if Nanohana's in, just because he's good, but he hasn't been as good as Mangachu so far.
That's a very fair point. Well, I know that I am excited to see this. You have been correct with your predictions so far. I think in mostly everything, you've been pretty correct with your predictions.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You guys are pretty good, unless we're going to see some crazy nonsense and like Bastion's going to come out.
Oh, please. I want this to happen, but we take a look here, and Mangachu is still in, and he's on the far there early on. Meanwhile, I look to Skyfoxes. I do wonder if Jaro's going to be on the Brigitte. That make me sad. I would like to see Jaro go for the far side. Oh, no. Why have you've succumbed to the dark side, Skyfoxes. I was once so happy.
Can't beat him. Join him.
Yeah.
But XL2, they are going to be running a solo support composition on their defense now, as Goliath is, of course, on that Roadhog, and it is Tizzy who is brought in for that Orisa here on the defense. So we'll see. They're on to the point. They're going to try and pressure them out, bully them out.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you do when you run this 3-3 comp, is that you simply go directly to the point. You do not stop for anything, and you try and pressure it out. But they are going to back out to get a bit of a breather here in the room. And meanwhile, this means Mangachu has a lot of room to lay rockets in. And if they don't move quickly, it's going to rain. As Mangachu, 94%. I don't think they realize the barrage is ready. We got to see Mangachu's angle on this as he's just hiding up here on the top. Oh. He's waiting. He's going to let it drop. Diva's there, though, stopping the bulk of it. They're able to withstand the weather barrage from Mangachu. He's wounded, but he's not out here yet. It's still a brawl on the fight. Goliath is out of this early. But XL2 with options. Mangachu still in the sky. Rocket after rocket landing, already at 50%. But the attrition might be too much for XL2. They've lost a good deal of control point, but Mangachu, he's still there. Rocket after rocket landing. No one's dealing with them.
Again, yeah, there's absolutely no one to deal with him. The Moira would be, of course, the best option. She's got the biotic grasp. It kind of locks on there, and it's the easiest way to deal with it. But here's another barrage. This time, Hedan will finish him off, and slowly the Skyfoxes are grinding away, and they will take point A.
And he had to go for the barrage there. I mean, that was, the only hope was that it went well, even though it was likely it was going to fall. The rest of his team was too far out, but Skyfox is making the 3-3 work. It is powerful when it bowls over teams like that. And for now, they're going to stick to it as they have a Graviton in reserve.
And during that play, when they were making their way outside of the cabin onto that balcony there, you saw Guru expected it the whole time. When he peeked out from the door, he was looking directly up. Now, we have the battle on the ramparts, but it's still Mangachu as the as the Graviton comes in, sound barrier behind it, and Skyfoxes are just continuing their dominance with this 3-3 setup.
And XL2 fought them where they wanted to fight. Skyfoxes got that closed-in fight on the top. XL2 did not position around it. You have to take these fights on the edges. You can't let a GOATS-esque 3-3 comp just roll into you. It's not gonna work. And XL2 for now, they're struggling to gather their own castle.
One of the bigger issues here, though, even though they won that fight and they are still continuing to pressure, Mangachu with a barrage picks off Jaru, and now they are going to be losing members on the side of Skyfoxes. DPS gives his life for that as Wuya's self-destruct finally works out. But there was only one person pushing the payload that entire time, so it only got that far, even though they were holding up so far ahead.
Okay, Skyfoxes, it's time to swap.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this now. Or are we? Jar went to the Hanzo for a moment, swap back over. You don't have to be on GOATS the entire time. It is significantly weaker. Like, even Philly had to swap off yesterday. When you get to this moment, you don't really want to stay on it for this long. It gets really grim if you do. And XL2, they should be able to start moving this in their favor.
Yeah, again, it's Mangachu still remaining uncontested on the high ground.
Oh, Retzi said no.
With the focus of everyone else, is able to take out Mangachu from the sky there, and now he's got the Graviton.
Got away.
Now, gonna continue to push this payload forward as XL2 are gonna try their best to delay this. Primal Rage is used, but no one's getting bad off the bridge.
It's easy for now, using Primal Rage. As I said, a lot of knockback, not a lot of movement off the bridge, but Nene got Jaro on the other side. He's starting to work that Tracer magic towards the other end. There's XL2 still pressuring, trying to take this on the outskirts, but they lost too many people when this opened up here. I don't know if they can bring it back, but here's what's gonna get scary. Mangachu getting back to the fight. He's gonna boop someone off. He's gonna knock 2 off. Let's go! 2 people into the pit. That's exactly what I was looking for, as Mangachu piles on with the barrage right after, makes it a beauty.
I want to see Jer swap off. He just used that sound barrier. You cannot continue on with this. There we go. We're gonna have a lot of change. Back to Lucio. Back to...
It's kind of like, wait, do we swap? Do we not? What do we do? I don't know.
They're doing this to spite me. Yeah. They're doing this to spite all of us. But Jaro is on the Tracer here, but he's still one man, and it's going to be difficult to try and deal with Mangachu, who has gone, for the most part, uncontested with this Pharah. You know, running up this stairs will cut the distance a little bit, and that's why we saw Retzi be able to take Mangachu out of the sky earlier, but there's a Graviton Surge. It just connects onto Tizzy, and they...
When you really want to instant dead, that was pure rage. It was like, die, just get out of my face. Either way, right now, there's a one-man advantage. XL2 working the way back over. No, man, this bridge is so scary with the Pharah over the top. Yeah. Mangachu looking for boops here. The self-destruct got rid of Retzi, and Retzi's probably going to swap. I don't think he's going to stay on the Zarya here at this point. He's already used the grab. Barrage is going to come in. Mangachu clean it up. Another easy 2. Make it 3. And yeah, Retzi's Widow.
There we go. Finally, the swaps are coming out. They can no longer ride the goats up this mountain. XL2 squad has been able to weather the storm here and done it admirably, because now Skyfoxes are down to a minute left as they make these swaps. Now, of course, it's Jaru on the Hanzo, so he can build up a Dragon Strike possibly in time. If he burns down the tanks, Wuya was dropped low, but he will get healed back up. Tizzy has to be careful. He's caught out by himself, and he might go down.
Oh, this is
the Primal Rage.
Dangerous for Tizzy, just barely able to get out. Meanwhile, Mangachu caught Hidan. He was being sneaky on the top-hand side. XL2 poking out more forward, and the snipers from XL2 continue to ruin the Skyfoxes from the other side. Tizzy's gonna clean up the rest, and Nene having the time of his life back here.
Now we're down to 20 seconds for the Skyfoxes. This is the final battle. The big battle on the bridge is where the Skyfoxes have been stifled so far. They just haven't been able to get over the finish line to get the second checkpoint. Mangachu holding real close with this Hanzo. He's almost got the Dragon Strike. He just needs to land one more. Now a Zoning Dragon might come out, but it's Retzi to take out Nene.
Retzi coming alive here. It's been a quieter game for Retzi so far, but he's gonna have to do it again. Nene has that one-up mushroom, the extra life in the back. XL2 doing pretty well here towards the end. Skyfoxes, though, getting a few licks in of their own. Jaru deals with Nene. He's not getting up this time. By the way, meanwhile, back in the point, Grow's like, yeah, don't look at me. You can't see me. Well, they do see him now, and he's going to be under pressure, but meanwhile, Retzi at 33 HP in a dream, finding the damage he needs in the back. Skyfoxes work in the front, work in the back. XL2 a bit behind, but Goliath has a transcend. He could come right back out.
He could, but I don't know if he contests.
2 meters! 2 meters!
He gets taken out with Nene gone. You don't have that opportunity with the Tracer, right, where you just all of a sudden carry a team fight in a 2v5. And so, Skyfoxes keep this map alive, and now they've got 1 minute and 15 seconds to try and finish off this map or get as much distance as possible.
And they have wholesale swaps here. They're gonna go the Junkrat, Hanzo, double projectile DPS, taking advantage of the tiny corridors, looking to just blow people up. The Skyfoxes not out of it here yet. XL2 though with tools. They could just open the Transcendence Engage here. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we have DPS trying to get some damage across, but he takes a lot, has to put that shield up. Retzi with the Junkrat. He's gonna try his best to zone out Tizzy, but here comes the Primal Rage. He does have the orb on him, so he's taking a lot of damage, down to about a quarter HP. Transcendence is popped by Hedon.
What a transcend by Hedon. He had to deal with people getting bopped everywhere, kept everyone alive. Skyfoxes were so wounded there, and Hedon kept them in the fight. XL2 though, still something to say about it. We all gonna drop the self-destruct back the other way, gets Hedon. The threat is gone. Mangachu cleans up. Skyfox is down to the final 23 seconds.
Yeah, Skyfoxes were just pulled right out of the fire, put right back on in. 15 seconds left. Take a look, XL2, they understand the urgency that the Skyfoxes have to move in, so they're spamming these areas that they're trying to use. Mangachu getting a lot of valuable damage off. He's at 60% now towards that Dragon Strike. 3 seconds left. Someone has to touch the point. They are going to be on it. Overtime has been ticked, but Mangachu takes out Retzi.
Retzi out of the fight. Now it's off to Jaro. The Dragon has come, the Dragon is gone, and nothing is worse for the wear. The Skyfoxes cannot back up, but it's going to be hard to move forward. Guru out of the fight. They only have 4. Nene turning up the microwave, putting it on high. Down goes Hedon, and XL2 gonna evict Skyfoxes, defend the castle, defend the point. They have a Graviton here for good measure, and that's gonna be the cleanup they need.
Overtime ticks away. That's XL2 putting a stop to the Skyfoxes here on their offense. So now as XL2 moves over, you know, you got to talk about their defense. They did such a good job of delaying the Skyfoxes. The Skyfoxes, it took them about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes to finally secure point A. And so they move on to the second phase of Eichenwald with a considerable amount of time, but they really got stifled. It was so close. They were able to basically get it to just before this checkpoint, where they got finally stopped. They kind of just stuck to their guns for far too long. And I don't know why they did, because we got to see what happens when Retzi goes over to the Widowmaker and Jaro swaps off himself.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, if anyone is doing their homework on Eichenwald, whether it be in OWL or whether it be in Contenders, the answer should be pretty obvious here, is that a 3-3 GOAT-style support tank composition, pretty darn good at getting point A, pretty bad at dealing with point B if your first momentum push fades. Like, yeah, if you have ultimates, ride it out, see what happens. If you get stuffed, stop trying to run it into Pharahs and other things that are really good at dealing with it.
Yeah, the thing was, though, I feel like if Mangachu had approached that point A defense a little bit differently with that Pharah, it could have gone much differently. He tried to use that barrage in a very close manner up against the Skyfox, and that's why you saw Guru able to block a lot of it. He boosted into him to try and get the collateral damage. This is a point where, honestly, you have the free skies. You have no one to challenge you while you're up there, and you've got the pocket of your mercy. You can do it from the highest skybox, and because the Skyfoxes are so grouped up together, as long as you point in their general direction, you're gonna get a lot of damage off.
All right, I want to mind meld right now to Adam. I know you're not going to stick on the Doom Fist, but could you please, like, just let your inner beast out? You've been on Mercy for so long throughout Overwatch history, you know? Give yourself a break. Punch a few fools. Let's go.
You've earned it. You've earned it. Treat yourself. But now, XL2 on the offense. Of course, it's Nene on the Hanzo, and Mangachu on the Pharah, already about to start punishing this Orisa Hawk defense. Luckily, Guru is there, but not in time to keep DPS alive, and now the Skyfox defense are getting completely obliterated.
And that was Tizzy who set that up. It was a nice halt. Mangachu goes in, it's like, 3 people. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. XL2 easily demolishing this early defense of the Skyfoxes. Tizzy just read that super well, set up Mangachu as about as well as it could be.
You know we're only 158 days away from Christmas.
Yeah, retail shopping season is now, guys. Probably should put out your Christmas lights. Probably should start buying at a Christmas rate. The retail life needs you.
Yeah, please don't fact check that, by the way. I think I'm relatively close, but I'm not entirely too sure. Anyhow, Mangachu will be sticking, or actually going over to the Hanzo now. It's the double sniper composition coming out as Nene goes over to the Widowmaker. So Retzi versus Nene once again here on the second phase. But it's Jaru who takes out his counterpart in Mangachu.
Yeah, Jaru with better position here. The one upside for Skyfoxes, they got rolled over so badly is that they were able to get pretty good positioning up here, but he did take it down. Nene makes it a double. And XL2, here we go again. Diving hunt in. Clean stuff from XL2. Oh, Nene not quite able to get that, but he's done enough here so far. I'll give him one. There you go.
There it is. He convincingly redeems himself now. Oh, Hidan was not expecting that peek. Nene, just very confident right now in his Widowmaker play. And honestly, it's about trying to get into the other snipers' minds, right? Trying to intimidate them, and I think Nene is doing the job.
XL2 is looking good right now, whether it be TZ on the tank line, Nene just landing far too many Widow shots to be legal, and oh, he almost gets Jur so low, he was flying high in the sky.
Everyone's low.
Yeah, everyone's just getting pummeled right now. Part of this that Jur had to run for dear life, couldn't heal people while avoiding Nene. Goes back the other way, and Nene goes, I'm gonna get you now. Not quite, but still, gets a turn direction the other way. No one's looking at Nene, and that's just a mistake.
Yeah, at this point, honestly, Skyfoxes are panicking with their ultimates. Jared had to use his Valkyrie because he was dropped low. They didn't have a Valkyrie, or excuse me, a Transcendence to keep him alive. DPS goes in for one last stall. And now take a look. 5 minutes and 32 seconds just to push it right there. Nene will not let go. And he's continuing his dominance onto the Skyfoxes right now.
He is a monster, and speaking of big plays coming out here, Mangachu, he's got Dragon loaded up. You know, he's been taming them, getting them all ready, while Nene's been doing his absolute chop shop on the Skyfoxes. Mangachu gets to hold back, lets Dragon loose, and says, hello, welcome. The Dragon is out, gets Jur immediately. DPS is doing some disruption in the back, but while you're doing this, DPS, your team is dying all around you, and you're not even on the payload. XL2, nothing but dominance here on Eichenwald.
Okay, so remember when I said I have that shirt that says I heart Nenechu? I want to like rip it open Superman style, and it just says I heart Mangachu, and then rip it open, and then it's I heart Nene, and then again, surprise, rip it open, back again, Nenechu.
And then it's actually just a random advertisement for Arby's. And
yeah, and I don't even know why it's there.
Just like Arby's.
Arby's. I was going to say Arby's Eat Fresh. That is incorrect. Let's take a look at all of just, it's the one-man highlight reel is happening right now. It was like he just combined with the spirit of Farah and a god was born. Am I wrong here?
It was great to watch. I mean, the funniest part too is that the part that made me so happy from the cast perspective is, you know what's like a good play coming in? I was just like, you know what Mangachu would love to do here? Flank in and just knock people off, and what do you see 2 seconds later? Mangachu's like, I got you. Knocks 2 people off, just ruins the entire fight.
It was the bridge of brutality.
Even though this was fairly one-side favor XL2, it was a masterclass. Things were being done the right way.
Yeah.
I loved watching it.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before in the map previous, you just like now, you two were jumping up and down, screaming. It was exciting to watch. You couldn't sit still watching such a phenomenal game of Overwatch from both teams.
Yeah, sorry I was a little bit silent there for the last 2 minutes. I was watching the replays and just taking it all in, taking a moment to enjoy how good the aim was coming out from both Mangachu and Nene. It was absolutely stellar to see. And now they are really making, you know, a case for themselves to be brought in to the OWL.
Absolutely. I mean, if nothing else, just send in those replays right now to OWL and be like, have you seen them though? Have you seen what can happen?
Well, also, it's been a step forward for Mangachu where, you know, Mangachu's always been one of those players where he's been a specialist, he's been on the fringe, but he's been doing so much better this season for XL2. It does feel like he's taking the next step.
What I'm wondering is, so I believe it was announced today that a lot of the World Cup stops will be also playing host to our games, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, Canada is going to the USA stop, and Mangachu's on Team Canada, but XL2 is also a favorite to go to the finals.
Is Mangachu possibly going to have to play like a double header? Or...
Well, going back to Mica's shirt ripping reference, he's going to have to start out as like Canada and then rip it up XL2 and be like, do you guys have another Canada jersey?
No, you just stitch them together, like cut it in half and then boom, there you go.
I was about to make a really horrible reference that no one on this desk would have gotten because no one has probably seen Bring It On All or Nothing. Nope.
Yeah.
See, yep, can't bring up cheerleading movies when it comes to Overwatch. I'm just going to be over here. But anyway, long story short, they sewed uniforms together to be 2 teams. So I'm just going to keep that.
Is that like the 3rd one or the 4th one or like the 7th one?
That's like the 4th one.
Okay, yeah.
You're 4 deep is what you're telling.
Yeah, which is...
At least.
Yeah.
Which is too many. Yeah. I would say.
At least
2,
you acknowledge 1 and
2
2 are
yeah.
good. Yes, thank you.
I don't know. It seems like a Twilight series thing to me. 1 is too many.
Sorry. Eliza
Bring It On is good. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to sit down and we're going to make you watch Bring It On is what I'm hearing.
I'm running away. I won't run very fast, but it's going to be hard to stop me.
All right, cheerleading aside, let's bring it on back to a little bit of Overwatch. On the side of Skyfoxes, though, I know we're hyping up our T-shirts with Nene Chu on them. We did see some incredibly cohesive and smart play from that team.
Yeah, they definitely had their moments. I would say probably the biggest part that's been hampering them a little bit, it's not even because I think he's been playing bad, but Retsy's definitely had his hands full dealing with Nene. It hasn't been quite as explosive for him so far, but the Skyfoxes, I mean, Jaru has also had his moments, especially, you know, on the Genji, he found a way through, and I mean, it's still been good to watch across the board.
It's just absolutely unrelenting pressure coming out from the DPS, from Mangachu and Nene on the side. Like, how do you have an all-star performance when, you know, they've just gone absolutely beyond coming out from XL2. There's just nothing you can do when you're just being outshined by a Quasar at this point.
Right. Well, we have been seeing some amazing Overwatch. We are hype here at the desk. XL2 is up 2-0, but don't click away from your screens because we will be back with more exciting hype.